Go raw do raw, I say. Mama Seta. Usher do, usher te, usher on. Vibrations, every bucka. May your mind buckas and souls be old. May your omits be sound. May your buckas be leaven off ground. When we keep to the breath, the orth, the mothra, the seance, the soul of Ra guides and keeps you whole. Ayan ma I say Ra, L-I-E say L say I, Christ Ori Chaplain Tata Amen Ra. I Ma Truth Awareness True Talk can be a part of the greatest transfer of Ma Elf. That's intelligence, almonology, Ta Angodu. This is sound logic. And with all that being offered to you, being a fool is absolutely your choice. Today is Ray 1892. This is the Crypto Shit Shower update where we're reminding you that the blockchain is not a financial umbrella that you can hold and prevent shit from head. As you can see, Bitcoin is whittling its way down to 80,000 and looks like it's going up, right? It looks like it's going up. Maybe you have an altcoin that's seeing a little bounce after getting some more fat removed. That's right, because everything over the value 0 for these coins is fat. There's no muscle. Okay, you're the muscle. Okay, we as the people who are giving our intellectual, our financial energy, our spiritual energy, we are the muscle. Okay, you're seeing a ghost. I wouldn't even say a ghost. You're just seeing a shell that was made for you to inhabit. Okay? So we're going to stay true. We're going to stay sound to the Kagadora. This is what's going to determine our choices because Bitcoin is following us. If you have interest in this game, then Bitcoin or this game is following you. Okay? So you want to make sure that you're playing this game and this game is not playing you. And this is why you need to go to Google, go to Apple, download this Kagadora app. You need to go to omenra.com, OMENRA.com. That's going to take you to our Shopify store. You're going to immediately be looking at a catalog. Look for the Kagadora. Click it. You have a choice. You have the classic wall calendar. Look for the Kagadora. You have a poster for the Kagadora. You can order them both. You can order one. But order. Make sure you do. Because the more signatures we get, the more correction is due. Okay? We're playing an etheric. We're playing as souls. We're operating as souls. Okay? It's a little bit different than what you are taught and programmed on how to get results. Okay? So we see here 1892. This means Bitcoin to reach par needs to be at 92,000. Okay, so as long as Bitcoin is going up, we need to expect that it is going to try to make par. How far it gets, we can't determine that until after the fact. Okay, you understand? This is called an expectation. So Bitcoin is at work trying to meet that expectation. So there's no more commitment necessary for you if you are in the markets, which you should be, right? Remember what I said? Halfway in, right now is halfway in time. Okay? Until things get, back out of the tax shelter phase. We're not going to see Bitcoin reach any highs, all-time highs, before the new year is out. It can climb there, right? It can climb there. It could take its time. And anytime after January the 1st, who knows? Okay? Who knows? But we are at Ma'a. So this is the beginning of a new cycle, like new 13-day sound command, a new 9-day on top of the 7-day week. We're also getting very, very, very close. Okay, we're 8 days away from 1900. This is when Bitcoin has to be above 100,000. That is the expectation for par. In order for it to operate par, it has to be equivalent to the ray energy. This is what we want. We want an upfront, transparent relationship where we know we're dealing with the parasite and the parasite knows it's dealing with a sound being. So it becomes our pet because it can be in us. You understand this? So everything that you're basically seeing with the robots and all, yeah, that's exactly right. We're putting it in our place, in its place, because it's supposed to be a tool. It's not supposed to replace something that was removed from us. We're whole. Okay? And this is what we're trying to make you here at Sound Logic. So go to Jesus.com and sign up. That's another way you can get the Mathorian Kagadora file. Just for signing up, you get access to this file. You get access to the iBucket to Omen. That's your spiritual protection. You're going to need to read and memorize that so that you can continue to pursue your sound self. And this will help you alleviate your spiritual attacks and so on and so forth. I'm not saying you're not going to have spiritual attacks. It's just that it's not going to be self-inflicted. Okay? It's not going to be self-inflicted. You'll be at open war because these things will be outside of you. And if they engage in you, you'll know. Okay? It's not going to be a secret or, you know what I'm saying? Once you're sound, you're sound. Once you're pursuing sound, you're classified as sound. Okay? To get to where I am, we can't think like that. Okay? You have to be the sound you. And the sound you is going to make your sound that is required for our song. Okay? This is what banding together is supposed to mean. You have the ba, on, do. When the ba is on, things get done. Band. So don't get excited here. Take advantage of the movement. Take advantage of the movement. Okay? Take advantage of the movement. Hopefully, they flagged 80,000. They dropped down recently to 84. Let's take it to the daily. So we can have a real good appreciation. Okay, so just most recently, 84,000. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 days ago. Okay, it dropped down to 84,000, or 8 days ago, it dropped down to 84,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, no, 7 days ago, sorry. 7 days ago, it dropped down to 84,000. Okay, leaving $4,000 left. All right. So perhaps, we'll have to wait and see, of course, but perhaps that wick will not be filled. And they're just going to rush up or start incrementing their way up because they have a lot to do. And if they're going to get, I don't expect them to have any all-time highs before the 1900, which is in 8 days. But what I do expect them to do is get above the par or get into par. Okay, why do I expect that? Because that's exactly what they did getting into the 90s. Okay, they rushed up. Let's go back to the day. They rushed up. Okay, let's just look at this for a moment right here. Okay, you see? They came from here. Okay, and they rushed up. Within 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, 7 days, they got to 93,000. Okay, if we go back, I can assure you that's most likely on a number 2, 3, 4, whatever. Okay? And then they just came back down. And then they did it again. They rushed up, gave us hope that they're going to be playing in the par zone. And they just came back down. And they did it again. They rushed up. Oh, we're going to start off in the par zone. And they came down. So this is what I expect, people. I expect them to rush up. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So by today and tomorrow, okay? Let's just see. Let's just look. 1, 2, 3, 3. 1, 2, 1, 5. Okay, so look what I'm doing, people. Okay? Playing jigsaw puzzles here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can end up somewhere around here. We can hope. Okay, we can hope. And if for some reason it gets into the above 95, well then we're looking at pay. Okay, this is when we're getting paid. Okay, this is when you should be cashing. All right, so you should be possession and accumulating down in these weak zones. Okay, this is when you somehow should be accumulating or at least able to get, your bag at these low prices. Okay, if you're buying and holding from all the way up here, then you're hoping it gets back up here and you're saying to yourself, when it gets back here this time, I'm going to cash. Okay, well, the market makers know that as well, so it might not even get to that point, or it might get even higher. Okay, but the bottom line is you got to see what is happening around you. Okay, and what's happening around you, okay, is more on and off rails. Okay, your access to the markets is being diminished, further diminished. Okay, I don't like mentioning names, but because I'm not getting any promotion or money, but I can mention this company because they're going out of business anyways. But you know that crypto exchange CoinCash, well, as of today, they've shut down. Okay, they've shut down their operations. No trading, no new members, all of that stuff. Okay, and they're not the only exchange. You got to remember when KuCoin and all those companies, this is a normal cycle of stages. Okay, a normal cycle of stages. Okay, what else is happening around you? Well, it's not too late, people. You can go to almondrod.com and you can buy, that Civil War decode. 1867. We got to wear what the devils fear. Okay? I've been breaking spells, but you got to sign off on it by supporting, by purchasing, by buying into the reality that I am planting. Okay? That I am seeding. That I am adding. Okay? You got that? Because we're in civil war, man. Like, there's more and more talks about civil war. There's more and more talks about global war. But as I stated in my art, my craft, this is world civil war. Right? And so everybody is going to be concentrated on their local situation. But it's all going to be war. This is why everybody was brought in, so on and so forth. So how does that relate to the markets? Well, unfortunately, it is seen as a blood sacrifice, and the markets simulate. So in a lot of cases, the markets benefit. Okay? The resources are up in their value. And we can expect, like we saw in COVID at first, it was all bullshit. But once they actually had the lockdown operating and they were putting up the towers and blah, 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 then we saw a dramatic increase in the value of Bitcoin. Okay, so we've gone through the period of contemplation and talk and all this types of stuff. And I told you, according to the Kagadora and according to the true time that I keep and possess, and I am the innovator of. Okay? This next turn, when you get into turn 19, okay, this means that things are being turned over. Okay?